Welcome to the Dermastore Podcast.
A chat about all things skincare, skin health.
And if you're a real skin nerd, we hope you'll join the conversation. Welcome to the 17th episode of the Dermastore Podcast. Hey Lara, how you doing?
How's it going, Greg? I'm fine, thanks.
Welcome back.
Yeah, good to be back. I'm a bit sad.
We had a good week in Spain last week, visiting a few suppliers. We were mainly there for a MartiDerm International Distributors meeting. I don't know if many of you know, but we distribute MartiDerm in South Africa. And it was great to catch up with the team and the family. MartiDerm is a family-owned company, and I actually had the nice pleasure of sitting next to the daughter of the original founder, who was a pharmacist from Barcelona, and we went to the original pharmacy. That was so fun, hey?
That was unbelievable. I was a little bit like shell-shocked and in awe of being in the original pharmacy in 1952. And we were so lucky to get an experience. We had like the little backside tour of the actual pharmacy.
Yeah, so one of the other brothers is the pharmacist who took over from his dad, and they still compound formulations for doctors. So that's taking scripts from doctors. If it's maybe something for like a brightening treatment, they'll compound it in the pharmacy and then send it out. And they also do medications, so supplements, and they allowed us to sort of experiment and ran us through their process, which was really exciting. Also super interesting. It's a functioning normal pharmacy, so they don't just sell MartiDerm there, they sell other brands, they sell all your kind of like consumer staples, I guess. No, it was really cool to see.
It was really interesting as well, and it's so nice because Dr. Webster speaks about it all the time, it being the cull face of consumers. And so MartiDerm really has the perfect recipe, having that door
into the consumer need.
Exactly.
So, and hearing what patients are, what kind of concerns they have. So I think it's a great thing that they still keep it going. It's a tiny part of what they do. They've grown into a much bigger company, a group, but it was an awesome week just spending time. And what were your kind of key takeaways from the IDM?
I think connecting with the other markets and just really taking learnings from the opportunities that these countries have had MartiDerm slightly longer than what we have had.
Yeah.
So what are the obstacles that they've overcome, going into markets, pharmacy markets, dermatology markets. So that was really nice to connect with these other markets and learning from them. And really also, I just loved learning what was popular within their markets, what categories were their strengths and why.
Yeah.
That was very interesting for me. And I think the main takeaway for every single country, sun care was
number one. Yeah. They use it as, I think MartiDerm's very strong on sun care and obviously antioxidants, but that's where they've put their energy and focus in the last few years. And that's why we've loved backing and using the Active D range. Their Proteus sunscreen from their original range is their number one selling sunscreen worldwide. And they've shipped over 1 million units worldwide. And it's just such a wonderful formulation. I was trying to explain to someone the other day, innovation starts in the lab. We can't tell people that something's great if it's not actually fantastic. And that's where I think MartiDerm is doing really well. They're spending a ton of time on their formulations, how it feels, the smell, and the efficacy. It's the whole package, and that's what makes successful products.
And also what makes them successful is these annual gatherings. They really do listen to
100%.
their people. It's something that you acknowledged this year. I think that was your big takeaway.
Feedback is so important. Yes. So they got us into little groups like anti-aging and acne and sun care, and they wanted to hear what were we seeing? What are our consumers saying? What are our consumers wanting? What are they searching for? So they really do take feedback really, really carefully, and even discontinued certain products based on the feedback that we've given, not just us, but obviously the other markets across the world. So I think that's so valuable. We don't often get asked for our opinion, and this company asks us for our opinion. They want our input. We love collaborating like that.
Absolutely, and I think it just goes back down to the heritage of being that family-owned business. They're not having to listen to anyone higher than them.
Yep.
Really, it stops with them.
We've jumped quite a lot ahead. What did you use this morning, by the way?
I used a basic cleansing routine because I actually am going to sort of backtrack. I used resveratrol last night
from
SkinCeuticals because I just wanted to see if there was a little bit of repair to the sun exposure that we had over the last couple of days. So I did Bioderma micellar water and then my antioxidant Floritin CF. I did notice a little bit of superficial hyperpigmentation coming through from being in Spain. And then I finished with with Bioderma Carbio SPF 50.
Oh, nice.
I'm feeling a little bit red and fluey almost around the nose, so that Carbio just to soothe and nourish. So that was my routine. And you, Greg?
I used Neostrata Foaming Glycolic Wash, which I really like sort of a 2-in-1 exfoliant and cleanser. Then I used the new Cicaplast B5 serum, which we've just launched, which is very soothing and comforting on the skin. And then I also used some of the Phyto Mist, which we got in Spain. If you're on Threads, follow us. We're loving Threads. We gave a little roundup of a pharmacy haul we did over there. And then I used the Active D Fluid, which is my staple sunscreen. I also wanted to mention that, and we'll probably get into this a little bit later, but obviously hair care is also a new category on Dermastore. Not a new category, but we've been curating and slowly developing it out. There's one hair care product duo from Kiehl's that I love, and it's the Wheat Shampoo and Conditioner. I don't think that's the full name, but I simply love it. So I bought some of that when we were in Spain now, so I used that this morning as well.
You were on the serious hunt for that.
Yeah, I got some last time. I just find it the best for my hair. It's just really nourishing. And
maybe we can motivate and see if we can get it into our country.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, I think circling back to our trip, I think the big thing I took away from IDM, the huge focus on sun care, and one of the things Dr. Webster always talks about is minimalist formulations and in dermatology. So that means basically you want to use the least amount on your skin to get the result that you want. You don't want to overload your skin with a lot of things that could potentially be irritating or cause issues. So what MartiDerm's tried to do with their sunscreens is they've tried to use less chemical UV filters in the Active D fluid. So they've used 20% less than the sort of market median or average, and they've still managed to get the SPF 50 coverage. So that is rigorously tested, and I think that's a huge point, is trying to get the maximum efficacy out of a product but using less ingredients. So it's smartly chosen ingredients, and obviously it has the antioxidants. Some of them have the tan boosting ability. That's also a lovely product, the oil spray.
It works.
So we'll be bringing that in later in the year. Again, check our Threads if you want to catch up on what we've tested. That was the big defining moment for me, is that they're not trying to overcomplicate their products. And I think that also reflects in the shots. Hey?
Definitely minimalistic formulas with maximum efficacy.
Yeah.
That's their tagline, I think. They also launched actually a new shot to us. I really love it. It speaks to the consumer. We are focused on anti-aging. They actually also mentioned that is followed by sunscreen, their number one category. And I think that is a global trend. So their new shot is just wonderful. It applies so nicely. The formula is really smooth and velvety. I brought it back to the office and I haven't seen it since.
Oh, doing the therapist rounds.
It's doing its rounds.
Close upon MartiDerm, I think just a really nice company in general to work with. I think that's, again, it just goes back to the power of relationships in this business. We often don't stock brands or list brands. We just can't see ourselves working with those partners.
It's really important.
It's so important. So we're feeling very energized about it, and we'll be doing some more content around MartiDerm coming up, and we look forward to launching those new items later in the year. You also spent some time with pHformula.
I think, Greg, that for me was a real big highlight. Not a lot of people know that pHformula is based out of Barcelona.
Started by a South African, Pietri van Zyl, and is based in Barcelona.
And they are a serious powerhouse. We only see sort of the tip of the iceberg here in South Africa, but I was really lucky to spend the whole day with Mariona, who's the head of research and development, Susanna, their head trainer that covers the training for the whole year for all their distributors and markets around the world.
Wow.
And we basically brainstormed ingredients, chatted about some hero products that are really successful in Dermastore and that our clients absolutely love, the ride or die products. And we just shared some feedback, but then they also took me through some new product formulations and some really big advancements from pHformula. They really have, turned it into second gear and stepped it up a notch. They really are becoming one of the biggest innovators I can see in terms of skincare brands. And then also we chatted about new product launches coming later on in the year. So that was a really, really beautiful day spent with the pHformula team. It was very hard to say goodbye.
Yeah.
They training
facility is amazing. Yeah,
it is world class.
Such a cool part of town as well. It's in an area called Picasso in Barcelona, and it's just a very cool trendy area, and they've got this beautiful training facility awesome office space. It really speaks well to the brand. So a lovely place to visit.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Thanks so much for
no, sure. I think in general, Spain is just such a wonderful country to visit. It reminds me a lot of Cape Town. There's Barcelona in particular. It's a very tourist city, but the Spanish are cool. They're very laid back, and then they love to crack a tacky. That's one thing. I think we spent 3 days like basically dancing. Like any opportunity to dance, you'll be on that dance floor.
Oh, and they have all the different sort of categories of dancing. I think Barcelona as well for me is such a hybrid mixture of all different cultures and energies, and the art for me, it's very creative. It's a hustling city.
Yeah.
Another thing for me was really cool to see our brands in a different sort of environment.
The pharmacy channel.
Yeah, that was so fun. To go and see, sun care is huge in every single pharmacy. I don't know if it's maybe just because of the focus of it being summer.
Yeah.
Maybe in winter.
I think in general, it literally is sun.
So yeah, we were definitely trolling all the pharmacies to, see what products we don't have in South Africa. And I think we definitely bought them all.
Yeah.
Also, just to highlight, I think you wanted to mention, Greg, how many Spanish brands we actually do list on Dermastore.
I don't think everyone knows, but quite a few. So obviously pHformula now, we've just mentioned MartiDerm. Yeah, Helocare, Endocare from Cantabria Labs. And then we've also got Misa Aesthetic as well.
Exactly. Very strong medical brand.
Isden's the other one. Isden is a beast.
Yeah, flip.
But we actually love testing some new Isden products over there as well. So they're a powerhouse country, and I think it's great to see them making strides in South Africa as well, because it only pushes us forward. I think that's the thing to remember, is that all these brands, all these kind of influences from other countries, it also sparks ideas, innovation, gets conversations going. It grows our sector and our industry. So we think it's a great thing to collaborate with internationals. And yeah, we're really looking forward to growing MartiDerm a little bit more. Well, I think that wraps up today's episode. Short and sweet one. Lara, will you go back to Spain?
Without a doubt. I absolutely loved it. Thanks so much.
Catch you next time. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe if you're keen to learn more about what we have to say. We would also really love your thoughts, ideas, and any questions you have for future episodes. You can email us on pod@dermastore.co.za.